for a cold day, then it should be over. Oh, level 1.
Sorry. Everybody could just remember to speak into their microphone.
Okay, we're ready to call meeting in order?
Yes, please. Just remember to speak in your microphone, please.
Okay, so,
Check, check.
okay. Meeting called to order at 6:34. Okay, attendance, Dan Ewig, Arden Staff, Wendy Johnson, Stephanie G., Barb Russman, Jack King, and guest Tom Cassiola. Okay. We need a motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 5th.
Motion.
I don't need to write stuff down. Second?
Second.
Vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, financial status update, I did send the sponsor letters out. Jack has messaged us with the checks that have come in so far. And anything else then on the financial status update? Well, you want to talk about the vendors? Did you have that dollar amount there, or?
As of today, we have $1,260 of vendors' application fees. I think we're well ahead of last year. What we've decided to do is use the electronic application, which seems to be working well. They then send their check to us, being the township, addressed to the 2023 Cecil Fall Festival. We then, once we get the checks, Arden and Wendy will be in to open them, and we'll match up the applications and the checks. Get the process. So, a little different than what we've done, takes a little more off my plate, which is greatly appreciated. I think it's a lot more efficient, and so far so good.
And what I used for that electronic version is Google Docs, which Stephanie has gotten into, because we've also used it for the signups for the volunteers. But anybody can be given access to it if you want to look at anything that's out there, so.
Should we maybe upload even like contracts for like, say, bands and stuff up there so we have them? Can we do, I mean, just like as a repository, or does it matter?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, right now,
That way we have records somewhere digitally that,
yeah,
okay, they committed to this contract in case they try to bail or whatever.
yeah. Yeah, right now, I'm kind of a little overwhelmed to get that built. But I'm not saying it's a bad idea, because we could do it for the bands and the entertainment, So we could probably work out one thing for both of them. So I don't think that's a bad idea,
Okay.
okay? Okay, anything else on the financial? Okay, the Easter egg hunt. So I sent everybody out an email about getting prizes. Did you see, Dan, the list I gave you?
No, I'm sorry. I just seen the letter, but I did not.
Yeah,
Is that attached with the letter?
no, I put it in the words in the document,
Okay.
okay?
I'll look at it.
Yeah. And I sent out the document about using something like Russell Stover eggs versus the plastic eggs. Jason, did you get a chance to check with Saras's and see if there was any?
I'll be dead honest, I totally forgot. I'm texting her right now.
Okay.
I'll just be transparent. I totally forgot. Be quiet.
What do we want to do? Is everybody okay with the plastic eggs, or are people in favor of trying to do a better egg?
I don't mind the Russell Stover idea, but I do think that it's overkill for the first age group. There's no way they're eating that much chocolate. So whether we want to kind of do a mix-up thing where we do plastic eggs for the younger kids, and then after a certain age group, if you want to do all Russell Stover, and then maybe supplement a bigger egg. I might not have texted you those. I thought I'd Amazoned you something, or texted you an Amazon link, but they had like, instead of the real small, like 1-inch eggs, they actually had like a 2 3/4 inch egg. It did have something a little bit better in them, so I'm up for whatever you guys want to do. But for the smaller age groups, personally, I would like to see this, plastic eggs.
I mean, I agree with you. The smaller ones aren't going to, eat that. And that could save us money too, doing something like that for the smaller age. And what does everybody else think? Do we want to
Does
pursue?
any other community do it that way, like without the plastic?
Well, Canonsburg does Sarah's.
Am I on now? Okay, yeah. I've been to them without the plastic eggs, and I kind of enjoy them just because, like, what do you do with the plastic eggs when you're done with them? Like, I have a whole basement filled with plastic eggs. So I think that the kids are overwhelmed with candy, no matter whether it comes in a plastic egg or not. So I kind of would vote for just the Russell Stover
Yeah.
ones.
I mean, I'll be honest, like last year, like Lincoln went home, my wife opened the eggs up, he had his chocolate. Honestly, the eggs went in the trash.
And that's what happens with them. And,
Yeah, I
and
mean-
like I said, I looked it up, and they're in those landfills for generations. They don't disintegrate.
So would a parent mind just the egg being out? I mean, I don't know, like,
They're wrapped, so I mean, it's just kind of like
okay.
They're just picking up.
down for long. I mean, I've definitely seen it both ways. I know, like Chartiers Houston, I've been at used to give like the Reese's ones, which like I think the Russell Stovers are better because you don't have to have peanut butter with them. So because then you
Washington always did the Russell Stover. And I mean, it was, that silver wrap there, the wrapper's so bright that you see it in the grass. And I'm not saying nobody ever stepped on one, but,
We put 'em
yeah.
on.
How will we do prizes then?
What you do is you tape numbers on the bottom of the prize eggs, but you make sure they're laid down so they can't see the number, like when they're picking up
So
eggs.
just on the Russell Stover's chocolate then?
Yeah.
And so if we're not doing eggs.
Yeah. So, does everybody want to get rid of the plastic then and go with Russell Stover, unless Sarah gives us a deal?
So I just text her, looking for ones about this size, right?
Yeah, it's about that
Okay,
size.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I told her.
All right, for now, let's just say vote to go non-plastic.
Yes.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor of going non-plastic? Well, motion first.
Motion?
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay. So we'll wait then, and we can get on it via email this week when he gets a response. Okay. Vote for the approval of Mike the Balloon Guy's invoice. This is for balloon animals and airbrush tattoo, and this is for Easter egg hunt. So the total is $530, and that is less our credit from Fall Festival. So motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Review of potential gift bag purchases. Did you send us something, or did you?
So I apologize, I didn't get a chance to put everything together, so I kind of just thought maybe we could talk about a price budget. I went and I looked at the spreadsheet from last year, and based on the candy that we put in the bags, we had Sour Patch Kids, Hershey's chocolate eggs, and then we ended up with like a couple bags of donated candy. So there was like an additional third or fourth piece of candy. And then we had the bubble wands, the slime, and chalk. And that total was about $1,156. Thought maybe this year we could look to spend $1,000 even, a little less. Some of those things I'd maybe keep the same, the bubble ones, but like some other things I might try and switch out for some newer things if they have them, like
These are the giveaways, right?
the registration bag.
Okay. Now, do we just want to X the candy out of that and then just put that towards the Russell Stover's chocolate?
We
Or
can
do you
that.
guys want to do candy in them bags as well?
I'd rather have some different candy in the bags, but I'll leave that up to everybody because that was a team effort to pack those bags last year. So, but we'll still have to pack them without candy if we get like bubbles and chalk and stuff.
Right.
So,
It'd be nice if you could find a couple inexpensive different things too. You know, like when we were on the Polar Express, the gift bag the kids got was literally only this big, and you would not believe what they stuffed in it. They had one of those little books, that you have the little maze to do in it and, and word search and all that, and they rolled it up. And so it fit in this little bag, and then they had, I think, chalk, or no, crayons in it. They had like a sticker thing for Christmas, which I thought maybe you could find an Easter sticker, like
Yeah, that's a good
stamper,
idea.
and everything fit in this nice little bag. So,
Didn't we get the stuff from Grandpa Joe's that went in the bag last year?
I don't think that was for Easter. That might have been for
it's only Halloween.
Is that
Halloween.
Halloween?
They don't really
Okay.
have Christmas line, thanks,
Easter.
Easter line.
I haven't been to Grandpa Joe's for a while. I don't know if they have anything cool down there or if they would
Okay.
donate something.
Well, they donated a prize.
Okay.
They did do that. So. All right, so that's what we're gonna do then. So you'll get back to us on that this week.
Okay.
Okay, so definitely try to get under 1,000. We all agree on that, under 1,000? Motion by?
I'll motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Billy Ann's Food Tent. So the thing starts at 10. What time do we want her like 9 to 1? It
I
goes
thought-
10 to 1, right?
That's the mobile one.
Yeah. I talked to her on the phone, and I proposed it to her, and she's like, is it Saturdays? I guess Sunday's her busier day in the morning. I said, Saturday. She said, I'm all in. And I said, I told her on the phone, I said, probably looking about 9-ish, somewhere around that time frame. She said, that's fine. She said, just let me know where I gotta be.
Yeah, because I think they can just pull that trailer in. Question is, where is it gonna be? Because that's a food trailer, same thing they had at the Fall Festival. And where do you want to put them?
I thought maybe between the concession stand and the restrooms.
That's what I was just gonna say, yeah.
It's perfect, really.
We could let her in there, he can,
Well, we're gonna have to set up tables. So we're gonna have to probably provide unless she has tables and chairs, but
I don't think enough. I'm thinking what they can do is they can come around, look here, they could come around the tennis courts and then pull up there, so their access out would be through the other gate. That's not a problem. How many tables are you thinking? Because that'll be where we position the trailer.
I don't know. This will be our first time, I'd say probably at least, 5 tables?
And what do you want her to be?
Well, do you think maybe it also depends on what the menu would be? I mean, she's not gonna have like, you're not gonna be eating a plate.
I thought it was hand things, yeah.
Maybe like a muffin sandwich. People can walk around and eat that too.
Okay,
That's true.
yeah.
Handhelds.
Yeah.
She'll make whatever you want.
They could go sit on the stage.
Well, I was thinking too, they
Yeah,
can
so
sit.
that way you don't need really a table to eat it. You know what I
Can't
mean?
go on the stage.
Well, yeah, the
'Cause
money
I
and
think
the.
we're all in
Rabbit
agreement. I don't think we want to be drugging out a bunch of tables and chairs.
And can't they sit on the bleachers?
I got 7 here.
Yeah, the bleachers.
Yeah, I think what we have down there might be, but we need registration table. We also need, prize table
And bake
and,
sale.
Baked
and
goods.
bake sale table as well,
So that's 3, if not 4.
right?
Um,
We get at least 4 more tables with chairs.
Take those, somebody borrowed some of them, but I can take these and, okay.
Okay. So,
Does somebody want to contact her and try to get a menu of what she thinks might sell best for her?
Yeah, I'll call her again. I was just waiting to hear what we wanted to do, time-wise and everything.
well, I know she has, the potato, the ones you walk around with, breakfast ones.
Home fries.
Like McDonald's has.
Hash
Oh,
browns.
hash browns.
I mean, are we still?
I don't
doing-
eat the things, so
Are
I
we
don't.
still doing baked goods, like,
Yeah, I'm doing the bake sale. I guess we don't want to compete with her, but,
I don't think she would sell baked
cookies.
goods, yeah,
Yeah.
if that's okay.
I mean, she has her own muffins, that's what I was saying, like,
Just
really
tell everybody
rather-
not
I
to
don't
do
think
that.
Billy's gonna care anyways.
I mean, Billy Ann's has always been very good to us,
Yeah.
and she might even donate some of her time. And also, I'm completely open to what and this is just an off-the-wall thing, but what if we almost paid her to provide pancakes for kids?
Well, I'm willing to talk about that, but I think we need to wait until we see what our funds are to come in.
That's
provide
fine.
what?
Pancakes. Just the small pancakes at the end of the day, it's, pancakes are cheap. The syrup is the most expensive thing.
I think it could also overwhelm us if we'd have to help her
Is many kids gonna sit there and eat a pancake,
Yeah.
you think?
My kids would, without a doubt.
Mine wouldn't.
Yeah, I know for a fact, mine's gonna see all this stuff going on, he ain't gonna give a darn
I,
about a
again, this is
pancake.
off the wall. It's up,
Circle over them.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it would overwhelm us too. All right, so you're gonna reach out to her, Jason?
Yes, I will.
Okay, and like I said, I sent out an email on everybody working on getting prizes. Volunteers, huh?
what did you label that? Because I did not see that one. Of course, I've had a lot going on last week and a half.
Can I get through this?
Yeah,
'Cause
get
I
to
think-
it
yeah.
at the end.
Okay, Steph will take care of the volunteers. Barb, do you know how you want to reach out for bake sale donations?
Yeah, I was gonna see if you would,
Flyer for
post a
you?
little flyer, yeah.
Okay,
I don't wanna do it too early, like,
all right, I'll get something up for you.
Don't forget, Penny's doing a big thing, Barb. Penny's gonna do another 100 cupcakes, so,
So Penny's gonna do cupcakes?
yep.
Okay,
so no cupcakes.
Remember
All right.
last year, she brought the big giant tray of them, so she's
She
gonna
has
do
the
it again.
cute, like, cookie, like the cookies, like the sugar cookies that were shaped like bunnies and eggs.
I mean, I could ask her if she'd,
I
Did she
feel
do
like that's what
cookies
she
last
did
year?
last year. That's why,
I know she did the gluten-free brownies, which were freaking amazing, too.
I mean, everything she did was amazing. So no matter what she does, it'll be appreciated. I like to have those little sugar cookies, and those are hard to make. Like,
she does like different seasons and stuff with them, like rabbits and everything, so I
she
can ask her,
sold
yeah.
yeah, so you'll talk to
Yep.
Penny then.
Sell them?
I got a piece of chocolate cake there yesterday, it was to die for.
and they all went. They went and like,
Mm-hmm.
it was like one of the
I
first
don't
things
think I
to
even
sell out.
saw those. I'll stop down and ask her.
Okay, anything else then on the
Arden's really
Easter
good
egg
friends
hunt?
with her.
Okay.
Arden, you'll handle docs? Okay.
Yep.
Anything else on the Easter egg hunt?
Can I,
A rain day or anything, or,
No. It was pretty nasty last year, and we made it through that.
okay.
All right, fishing derby,
Wendy?
huh?
what about the keeps? Remember the donation?
Oh, yeah, the lady is donating those to us again this year.
The Meeps, those things are amazing. Them kids love those things.
Oh yeah, people love those.
Yeah, she texted me the other day and said, are you still interested? I'm like, yeah.
The kids absolutely love. In fact, we even got a couple that we got incidentally lost or destroyed, and we had people messaging us, "Hey, how do we get our hands on these?"
And if we keep them in limited supply, that'll make them kind of go after them. Question is, what do you want to do with them? You know, do you want to make it like a prize-oriented type thing, or, you know, is that the prize? What do we, you know, somebody gets something, if they find one, do we hide them? You know, I'm not sure how many she's making. I think she's gonna make 100 or so, if not more, but I don't know how many. She just gave me a box last time.
I think there was about 100 in there last year.
Yeah, I think that's how many. And we did just like throw them out and mix them with the eggs.
We did.
I kind of like that. I thought it was like, it
Yeah.
was completely random who
Yeah.
got them, and
How many kids are we thinking this year? About the usual? Do we have a number like we did what was it, 330 something last year?
Between 300 and 350
Yeah, we got about,
with the no-shows.
yeah, we had a lot of no-shows last year. We got about 200 and, I think it was 225 or 230.
Something like that, yeah.
I think we had a couple.
Was there
extra
some ones that
walk-ins,
just
too.
popped in too, though?
Yeah.
That's the thing, and we're not going to discourage that. So, you know, we build that buffer in there. I mean, they come from all over, you know, and that's what we want. So, yeah, let's plan for 300, maybe 325, just to be on the safe side. Because I'd rather, the old days, they used to run out of stuff and say, sorry, that's it. And I'm like, nah, that's, you know, some of these people, we get one shot at making a good impression.
And you know what? Even if we had the stuff left over, we gave it away at our next event. So I mean, everything worked out very good.
Yep. Okay, fishing derby, we're gonna keep the date we had planned, April 29th.
Yeah. Do we want to start this at 10 a.m. like usual?
Okay. Now, are they gonna come in same day in stock, or is it gonna be the day before?
I'm up for whatever. I have not called them yet, so we're set in for this April 29th day. I have no problem bringing them in on a Friday. The kids won't be a part of the stocking then, but the fish will be a lot more acclimated.
Yeah.
So we can do that, and then I'll section off the stream, and then when I do the the thing through the state, I will, I'll make sure that it includes Saturday, or I'm sorry, Friday, maybe about 2 or 3 o'clock. It'll be the stream will be closed off until, Saturday at 1 PM or when we wrap up, so.
Season starts April 1st, is that correct?
No.
I Googled it.
I think I could be wrong, so hang on, because they just released the stocking schedule, but I'm not sure opening day. They actually moved it. Yeah, it is. April 1st will be the first day.
Okay. So we're 3 weeks into,
Yeah, the stream won't be as crowded when we do it on the 29th. They're actually stocking the week after this. After I kind of set that 29th date, of course, they released it 2 days later. So they're stocking before April 1st, and they're stocking on April 4th, and then they'll stock in the first week of May.
so that'll be their 3 for the year.
Yes.
Got it. We're gonna wedge or basically shoehorn our stocking in for that weekend. We had a problem last year with people coming in from the other side and fishing, people that had nothing to do with the Derby. I just want to put that into your thought process. We need a way to kindly tell them, no fishing until after 1 o'clock.
Well, I want to start that too by actually, through the posting on our Facebook pages and that, and also on the township website, the creek will be closed for general fishing on this morning from this time to this time, or from whenever it's stocked. Start there, and then put signs up.
We get a little more specific and say, within the bounds of Cecil Township.
No.
Just
The park, yes. Yes.
That's what
Because
I'm saying.
that's what I put on the application, is that Cecil Park, that half mile, I don't even know how long it is, but I say like a half mile, quarter mile, half mile, and, that's what they approve. So,
I'm saying in between the 8 spots that we have, or however many we're.
that
gonna
whole
have.
stream will be closed off
Alright.
for general fishing, from behind the, police department all the way to behind the Public Works building.
Perfect.
Okay.
And the stocking dates are 2/24, 4/4, and 5/10.
Okay.
And so we're kind of in between that little lull, so it shouldn't be as busy and draw such a big crowd. There's some people that'll be here the day they stock or the day after they stock, so we should be in a little bit of a lull there, so we should be okay. So let's stick with it, April 29th, 10 a.m. We'll plan on stocking the Friday before, the 28th.
Okay.
Did we have the concession stand open?
Yes, because, well, we gave away hot dogs and bags of chips for the kids.
Okay,
Did a lot
And
of
water.
coffee and stuff, because I was in the concession.
that's right, okay. Okay, anything else right now in the fishing derby?
I'll start working on prizes soon.
Okay.
Keep in mind, we still do have some left over from last year.
Perfect.
Okay, update from Jack, he's been working on the reservation and payment method system.
Yeah, but we're heading into the season, we're looking at using Square as an alternate payment system. I'd like to reduce the amount of cash that is actually running through the concession stand. And that will tie into our Washington federal account. We've had, how many people ask, is there any other way we can pay other than cash? Because not everybody carries that cash. And sometimes when they do, I can't tell you how many $100 bills I got last year. And, one $100 bill is bad, but when you have 3 or 4, kind of wipes out your cash box. So I kept upping it. At one point, I was putting $600 for every event in there just to cover those 50s and 100s that were coming in. So we're going to move in that direction for all concession stand operations. Hopefully that'll speed things up and help a little bit. I think we're going to maintain a limited menu throughout this year. We were looking at a module for our website. It was all encompassing because we still are looking at planning the parks, how, who uses it and that type of thing. So that's still on the back burner, but it doesn't look like it's going to get implemented in the near future. So Square is going to be our way of handling it. As I mentioned before, we're actually still accepting the checks, and we're processing those the old-fashioned way, but the good thing is we don't have all that paper going back through the mail in the paper form application. It's electronic now, so that's helping out tremendously.
Is the Wi-Fi good, like down by the concession stand? Because you need good Wi-Fi, right, for Square?
We don't have Wi-Fi down there.
There's been no Wi-Fi.
Okay,
It can be on a phone, plugs into a phone.
okay.
Okay. The Dragonfly balloon invoice, Stephanie, the one Jack showed me had last year's dates on it.
No one ever sends me a good invoice, and then I'm the worst at checking it. Okay, I'll have,
Okay, so we
I
have
am
time,
over
so.
It just says, I was going to make copies, and I thought, I'm not going to, it says 9/23/23 through 9/24/23. And it's not the first time somebody's asked me that, because even Matt came in, he goes, now you say it's the last weekend of September, isn't that? I said, no, it's not. It's actually the very last, so that's what's throwing people off, I think.
yeah, okay. Can I, let him know, though, that we're good? Because he's the one that has that competing event that same day, and I asked him if he could.
Oh, yeah, we definitely want him, right?
instead, So,
I'll scratch this out and put in the right date, okay? But just so he knows, don't show up the weekend before.
All right, so motion to accept Dragonfly balloons for the Fall Festival.
Motion.
Second?
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Jason, you want to talk about next performance?
Yeah, I got the contract from Next to perform on Saturday at the festival. I sent it off to Stephanie, so she is the one who nicely put it on here. They're asking, I believe it's for 400, off the top of my head.
Total?
400 deposits, 800 total. Okay. And they agree, I mean, they'll play 2 75-minute shows, but I know that we don't need that, right?
Usually they just play through for whatever time slot. They might take a little break, but
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna- when,
Yeah, like 2.5 hours
Yeah.
is perfect.
but they, so that is up there for, of course, on here for approval, but just gonna give them the actual time.
and that's Saturday afternoon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Now, with Bon Journey, do you want to keep them there, or do you want to move them?
Yeah, that's something we're gonna talk about too.
Because if you do,
Let's approve this amount, and then we'll discuss the scheduling right after this, I
Okay.
think, because yeah. So why don't you go ahead and roll with that?
okay,
Okay, so motion to approve the next for $800.
motion?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
All right, Dan, what about approving?
Well, we kind of already got that in the email, but anyway, Bon Journey, we had reached out, of course, they wanted 3,500 for the Saturday. That was gonna be our big night show. When I sent over the general, agreement, last time I tried to alter it and just keep it on a Saturday, it went over blank, so I sent it as it was. And of course, they seen Sunday on there, so they said, oh, we would rather play Sunday. So, but they've only offered a $500 discount to play on Sunday. I think spending this much money, ideally, putting them Saturday nights probably, makes a lot more sense, but I want to get, basically the consensus of the board. So they are willing to go down to $3,000 for a Sunday afternoon, if we want to pursue that.
Then who would be Saturday night?
It'd be the next probably.
We'd either, yeah, we could just bump the next into that Saturday night slot, or we leave them at Sunday afternoon and find another band, whatever the case may be. I have no problem putting the next on Saturday night either,
No.
so. I can also reach out to, one of the littler bands which charged us $500 last year to fill in that afternoon slot, or, Rough Creek, or whatever we want to do. So I just wanted a general consensus whether we want them for sure Saturday, or if we want to take a little bit of a discount, and push them on Sunday.
I wouldn't mind having them Sunday, like having like two good band, like, you know, something good Saturday, something good Sunday.
I'm not very familiar with either of them, so.
Neither am I.
can't-
I'm like a
Bonjour,
hard one.
They are phenomenal.
We don't want to lose
phenomenal.
them, for sure.
If
Well,
you
they
like
pull-
Bon Jovi and Journey, I mean,
That's what they are.
Yeah, they're called.
Bon Journey.
I will
Bon
say
Jovi
this, I
Journey.
mean, Tony can be a little rough at times, the lead singer, but they are good.
Well, they play all the hits, so,
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Will they draw on Sunday afternoon? If a Steeler game is on Sunday afternoon?
we'll draw regardless, I think.
Yeah, they're,
I don't think there is a Steeler game.
Has the schedule come
I was
out?
gonna look, I don't know off the top of my head.
I'll look.
I don't know if they put that 24 season out yet. I don't know.
I don't know if they released it or not yet.
I don't think they have.
It's funny that they said they'd rather play.
Well, they can book a,
They can book probably.
Yeah, 'cause they'll
they
go
can
to the
book a
casino.
Saturday night,
Make more
right?
money
And
Saturday
then like a
night.
Sunday, you know, they probably don't get all the time, so they seen us doing a Sunday, they're like, hey, we'll jump on a Sunday.
Yeah, they're playing Saturday, September 23rd, and then they have that, that's a bye week for them because it's October 14th is their next.
So.
So we can do
Sunday's
whatever we
open.
want. Well, like I said, if you think $1,000 is a good enough break to take Sunday afternoon, I'm fine with that.
Well, it's 500
500.
bucks.
Oh, 500.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I press them, I can probably get them down to 2,800.
How do they get Pittsburgh Steelers out?
Heinz Field tickets.
Because like, I mean, we recognize that actually this is actually making them make more money that weekend. So I'd like to see at least another 500.
I don't know if we're gonna go down to 25,
Well, how much is 2,800 off?
700 off.
Okay. I mean, what do you think? Should he try it, or?
yeah, well, I mean, ask. I don't know.
Because I told him, I said, our budget schedule for entertainment is pretty tight. So I said, is there anything you can do to help us out with this? And, you know, they came back with 3,000. So I can reach back out and say, hey, 2,800, 2 hours, you know, and see what they say.
See what they say.
So if they are okay at that price tag on Sunday, is everybody good for that?
Okay.
Yeah, I just need to know so I can tell DJ, so
I
he don't book the evening or something,
I
that's all.
absolutely, all right, will do. Let me, because I told them I would let them know first thing in the morning tomorrow on Journey. Okay, because I told them, I said, we got a board meeting tonight and I'll get it figured out.
Okay. Now, Wendy, you want me to get a hold of DJ, have him update the contract once we know?
Is that the guy from Next?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So if they don't go down to 2,800 though, we're going with what we had, them Saturday, next
35 to
Sunday.
Saturday. I think they'll go because they can book a Saturday night.
Okay, all right.
I think they'll do
Okay.
that.
I think that's pushing them enough right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep in mind, though, that they've been notorious, though. If they get a more paying gig on a Saturday, they could bounce. They'll pay your money back. I mean, they've been known to do that over the years.
Really?
Even with the contract, they
I mean, that's, I ain't talking, I mean, back when I used to bounce, they did it all the time. So,
And, I mean, we're far enough ahead right now, you know, think through this, maybe have a backup just in case.
Yeah.
You know?
I found that last one within like, what, a month and a half of the,
Yep.
month and a half, I think, when I found that last band.
Yeah.
And they're actually pretty decent for 500 bucks. They did well. All right, I'll reach out to them, ask if they can do 2,800 so that we can, you know, still afford other acts, and then once they reach back to me, Jason, I'll let you know as
Okay.
soon as I can. Because then, yeah, we'll just push the next into, you know, the
I mean, out of
evening
the bands
slot.
we got, either Bon Journey or Next is the one I'd put on the Saturday night.
Yep.
Okay. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but the old people really, really want polka music in the Sunday morning or something.
That's fine, we can put we've already discussed it, we can
Okay,
get, do we
so-
have a contact for them?
Yeah, Jack has it.
Can we keep it to?
It's like $100
less than
bucks for an
or
hour.
less? Like,
I think it's an hour.
Yeah, I think they only did an hour last time.
I think it's $100 or something, ain't it?
I'm gonna put it at the feet of the board, and they're gonna decide.
It's
So
all Wendy's decision.
Yeah, I think they only do
I think we could lose people.
Not this old
Only if
person.
you're dancing, Wendy, will
Not
I
this old
fully
person.
accept this.
That's,
My polka.
it was my parents' generation that did that.
Like early, like I think once people come, they want to hear.
Well, actually, I think we had them start Sunday morning.
Right at
They were
10
the
a.m.,
first-
Yeah, they were early,
Okay.
Right at 10 a.m.
Yeah, yeah,
because we were going, what is?
okay. So any other updates on anything? Any questions, anything at all?
Dealing with the fall festival.
Yeah, anything actually, but Fall Festival for sure.
Well, I did want to talk about Kids Zone. If it's,
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm good, they canceled my meeting.
oh, okay, all right. Got a call yesterday from Sam, can't think of her last name.
Do you remember her last name from the Kids Zone thing, or the kids, sale thing?
Oh.
'Cause she called him
the-
directly.
Oh, okay, no, I don't remember her last name off the top of my head. The entrepreneur thing?
The kids market.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
okay. She wanted to talk specifics about, you know, time and location and that type of thing, and I said, sure, I figured, you know, somebody maybe said, talk to me about it. So what I want to do is I want to kind of paint this picture for you to see if you agree with what I'm thinking. If you look at the screen, I've kind of laid out where I'm proposing that we put them. So, you know, if you look at, maybe if this works, I guess not. If you look, I put the red lines in there. Here's my thought process behind putting them over near Pavilion 3. First off, they can only do a day, all right? They're kids. It's going to be a limited time. We can't really expect them to be there the whole time. We are going to have some kids' stuff like we did last year. If we go with pumpkin painting and you know, bounce houses and that type of stuff, that's going to be a little bit further down near Miners. If we put them over, since we're not going to have fireworks this year, we do have that whole area for booths. She said approximately 50 booths at most. It
Wow.
may, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna wait till you're done.
Okay. About 50. She said that it's going to be kid-friendly kind of stuff. You know, we talked about, you know, popcorn and cotton candy, and I told her about Dylan's Quest, where, you know, they're coming back. They're one of the first ones to actually put their application in. So she's going to kind of get a feel for what types of things they would be selling, but again, it would be a one-day event. It'd be Saturday from 12 until 4, and, you know, the logistics of it would be, we'd have to get the parents in and the kids with their booths and tents and everything across that bridge. So, you know, that's going to be something that we're going to coordinate with the police, especially the ones that are going to be standing on Route 50, to get the parents in, drop off, and take off. Now, she underscored the fact that this is kids only. The parents aren't going to be doing the work, and the kids are going to be up front. But they're trying to teach the lesson as much as they can. So it's all kids. What I've done is I've outlined here where potentially we could put those booths, and we always have that possibility of going further down the walkway there. It gets a little narrow, but it also opens up in that next section before we get over to Pavilion, or the Miners Pavilion. You know, up and running from 12 until 4, then they would leave, they would vacate. So we wouldn't have the issue with people trying to come through that gate, which is going to be locked on either end, because this year we're going to stress more and more that if you're in on Saturday, you're expected to stay through Sunday. Last year we had to relax that a little bit because of the storm. People sold out. You know, I couldn't really justify people sitting there all day not doing anything. But as we know, we had some lighting issue. You know, people started getting a little weird when the sun went down. So we're going to address that differently this year, and we're not going to let that happen again. So, what are your thoughts on having that whole side of the stream kids zone.
Can I
just-
expand on what you know?
Yeah, well, sort of like, just to like backtrack here, because when they sent that email, I kind of was thinking that this might be a better thing for Community Day, because we don't have any other vendors for Community Day. So like, we would get things like popcorns and slushies. Like, I looked at some of the things that they were selling. I did kind of want to check one out just to make sure it is what it is advertised also, but, also, I wasn't really sure how the vendors would feel about competing with kids for Fall Festival. And I know that, like, I would not want to have to, like, fight with an adult who's upset that, like, a kid is selling popcorn or slushie. So I just thought, like, maybe just eliminate that problem by having it at Community Day, but I'm open to everybody's
That's
thoughts.
a really good idea.
Because I do think that, like, your plan sounds really good for Fall Festival, but I just also just Community Day we're trying to build to get bigger, so if this is something that could help make it bigger, then.
And we're already limited on hours for Community Day too, so we're there at least 4 hours for Community Day, aren't we?
Oh, at least, yeah. thought
I
we were
know
more
my
like
thought
6.
too was Community Day, because you and I had talked about it. And I also said, you know, are they gonna be upset? Even though it's only things like
I mean, you could still
popcorn or,
make that the kids,
You know.
even if we didn't do all that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it would be, you know what I mean, Steph? You could even make it for, you could still make that the kids zone for Fall Festival, just with all that stuff even. Like how we did last year, had the bounce house, everything over there,
Yeah.
and then the pumpkins, because a lot of those vendors, when they try to get over that little bridge, that was helping them drag all their stuff over was a pain.
Yeah,
At least this one, they had to even drive over real quick
yeah.
to get there.
So you're referring, basically, you just want to move this to Kid Zone for Fall Festival, potentially.
Well,
I mean, even if we don't do everything with the vendors and even just moving stuff over there.
I think one thing that would do is, because I said to Jack, that as far as us putting all the sponsor signs on the fences, a lot of people don't go down that far. But if you put some of the kids' stuff down there by that pavilion, you're gonna have more people walk the whole park.
I
But
kind
I-
of liked where the kid stuff was last year.
Well,
I think the
I'm not saying
Historical
it was
Society
bad.
liked us over there too, because they set up their little thing over there by all the kids. But I thought we were just talking about the market, though. That's all I'm talking about for Community Day.
I think that idea of making a Community Day, and if it works there, we could probably ask them to come back for the Fall Festival, because that's almost 3 months later.
Well, how would vendors feel about that, though?
Yeah, Arden, what do you
Pardon?
think?
I'm like, right now, I'm like trying to think, I don't know.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, I see it, I didn't know it was gonna be 50 booths.
That
I
would
lo-
take
I
a
love
lot
it
of
on
money.
Community Day for sure. I think it's a big draw. We had so many kids and everything. I think it'd be great. But,
Well, we could always say, you know,
Play it,
we'd like to do it for Community Day, but, and then
see how it goes.
see how it goes.
Is that okay, or is that, or do they need a commitment like right away, like, okay?
she's pretty open to anything.
I mean, I think it's a great idea. I just didn't realize it was that, but,
And
'Cause I
saw,
worry-
like,
Whatever.
in their video, they did have like things that were like more substantial, like some of the kids like crochet things, and you know, I could just already see like somebody being like, oh, well,
right.
They didn't pay or something like
yeah.
that.
I mean, especially we're telling them like, we're limiting it to like 2 of each type, you know what I mean? And then I mean, I don't know.
I like Community Day myself,
Yeah,
I
I
love
think
because
Community
like
Day.
that's the hours we already have.
I think it's
We're not gonna
brilliant.
have other vendors. We don't want to have a big,
Brilliant for Community
Yeah.
Day and maybe for the Fall Festival. See how it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see.
I'm almost wondering, because the Boy Scouts give away so much stuff too, it's like, you know,
Yeah,
what.
Might take away
it
from
might
the Boy
take away
Scouts.
from, no, it might take away from them.
yeah, you're right. No, you're right. And they do too much for us. I mean, staying in the park to help guard everything is,
Yeah.
I absolutely love it for Community Day as well. I think that's a great jump into it. You know, we can even set them up in the outfield, you know, towards the concession stand to draw people there, and then do all of our activities still by Pavilion 3, you know?
yep,
So,
yep.
Yep.
No, that's a great idea. I mean, that's the only thing I
that
could
solves
think of.
that problem.
Yeah, it did, because, I mean, that's all I could do to get them across this bridge, or even the bridge on this side by us, right over here. I mean, without those carts, without,
It's a pain.
yeah, and that's the only thing I could think of, because we could, you know, even in Community Day, we could start those, their booths or whatever they're doing right along there, wrap around there, you know, whatever it is, that we could have that whole area dedicated basically spreads everybody out in the park. Because up until now, we've all been focused just, around the stage, the ball field, and that type of thing. Now, we're using, we're maximizing the park. So, okay, I'm fine with that. That's a good solution.
Now, do you want Stephanie to continue to be the one to reach out, or do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I can give you her number. I mean,
She has it.
I have, yeah, I just
Yeah.
got her information.
It's her first name. I
Yeah.
can't think of her last name right now. But yeah, if you want to, I mean, we talked through that. I sent her a picture of that, so, she's aware of it, but she's open to anything.
Well, I think they'd even do better on Community Day.
Do we have any
Yeah.
dates of stuff they're doing before then, that, like we could stop by, like? I
Well,
wouldn't-
Stephanie had said that she wanted to
I'd like to
find
do
where
that.
they might be having one, so she could go check it out.
Let us know.
I'd love to
That'd
do
be
that.
Set up
too.
their own tables and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring their own tents, set up their own tables, they'll do it all.
It sounds like such a great thing. Like, I kind of wish we could advertise, get kids around here,
Yeah,
maybe they'll help
maybe.
try and get kids involved.
Okay, anything else as far as any of our events? Okay, Stephanie, did you happen to try and track down Mobile Escape to make sure they haven't reactivated?
I have not yet.
I haven't seen anything on their Facebook
I haven't either.
I think they're
Not
done.
feeling good about it.
Insurance money rolled.
On the Monday night Board of Supervisors meeting, there will be on there to increase our board from 7 to 9.
Actually, it is, I had to take it off, only because it has to be advertised, and I don't have a majority right now,
So we're still waiting for these people that want to come on.
Yeah,
Can
we
we
are.
get one?
Well, I
We
mean,
should be able to get one, because we're supposed to be 7 anyway.
Okay,
Still have to advertise that, I think, first, right?
yeah, I mean,
Advertise.
there is a
That,
procedure.
it's, that there is, I mean, even there is an open position, I think you still have to advertise that open position.
Advertise where?
But haven't we been advertising this for a long time? I know we've posted it on
I'm just afraid these people are going to say, screw it. All right, anything else?
I don't think they will.
All right, meeting is adjourned at, oh, sure, go ahead, Tom. Absolutely.
Something on?
I'm sorry, I should have asked you if you had any comments at the beginning.
Yeah, you did jump right past that.
Yeah, I did.
I did talk to our Public Works Director, and the road crew will go out there in the spring, as soon as the weather dries a little bit, to do drainage in the Lawrence Park, in Lawrence Field. They're going to do as much as they can with all the low areas. They kind of saw what they were this fall, when we had all that rain, so that they know what to do, and they're going to go out there as soon as they can, as soon as the ground cooperates.
That's great.
All right, the second thing, this is unrelated, but after about 25 years, the Lawrence will have public sewers.
When are they going to start?
They can start anytime they want. They already had their meetings to go over the contract with the.
Now, will they start on the plant first, or will they
Oh, it's
start
two
the
separate
piping?
It's
Or
two
they'll
separate
do- oh,
contracts. It was $19 million. It was $14 million for the plant and the pump station, and $5 million for all the lines through the villages, for the village. So, I mean, after all this year, they awarded the bids last month, so it's finally, because it's a done deal.
And they know not to get stuck underneath the railroad underpass.
Hopefully. See them on Facebook, if not.
We'll light up Facebook again.
Last thing I wanted to ask, what do you think about our county hauling,
I'm-
What?
our
Everything's been great on my
That's
end so far.
Great, and they donated.
And they
that.
donated, it's more than Waste Management
I
did.
know they're the first ones, but I'm just saying for the service itself. I don't know if you
we-
saw that
It's
letter.
been great. In Georgetown, it's been wonderful. No complaints.
That's all we've heard so far. That's
How you
been,
doing, guys? The guy's like. Nice talking to you. I was back in the house.
No complaints.
I love my old garbage guys. I'm on.
but you know, we had a award to the lowest bidder, and they were, if you saw the letter we sent out there, almost half the price. See, Waste Management, they want to get out of that manual pickup. So you would have been limited with just that 196-gallon can, and so their price was extra high on the manual pickup because they just want to discourage that. for the last 3 contracts, we had no other bidders except Waste Management. So this year, they did their bid, and County Hauling came in, and they were half the price.
Did you see there's been news stories about all the trash and how the contracts went up so high and everything?
That was today in the news.
Yeah, there was
Well,
one today.
well, I know that happened just because of the gas and everything that's
Yeah.
going on right now, but I'm just saying they were still double the price of,
Yeah.
for the bid. No.
It was still a little bit higher.
It was, no, it was a little bit lower for automated, but the other company didn't bid it. But our problem was, we got all those alleys, like in all the villages, somebody has an alley, they have to go up, those old timers would have to carry those, get those 96-gallon cans up. I have an 80, what's the next smallest size? 70 or 80. I have a hard time getting that on my truck, let alone a 96.
That's why I said, I could not fit that in my garage and park my car in my garage. And we're not allowed to put our trash cans outside.
It's-
get fined.
I think we still have one in there. I mean, it's a big thing, and if you fill that up, it's gonna be,
Yeah.
it'd have been really tough for people to
So
handle.
I'm personally, I loved Waste Management, but I'm happy because I would not give up my garage for a trash can.
And I think they said they were gonna pick up glass too in the recycles.
Yeah.
Right. Waste Management, they didn't want glass. They said there's no market for it, but you can put out unlimited, but the only bad thing, they want things in bags now. They don't want to
Yeah.
shake a can because that's how, when, if it's just papers and things like that, it can blow off as they're dumping it. But other than that, they'll take, it's unlimited.
Videos saw the other day, somebody had sent me that they're putting everything in the same truck, recycling and everything.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I never saw that.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, this morning at my house, there was a garbage truck and a recycle truck.
They're reaching out the trash can.
Grab it back.
I mean, look at them, I mean, they're up on their road for like 2.5 hours. I mean, 'cause they don't even have to pick up the trash can, they're one by hand pulling bags out of cans. But yeah,
They don't
it
lift
takes
the cans
them-
at
it takes them forever.
It's more sanitary for them, I do believe that.
Oh, it takes them forever.
Well, you were saying that sometimes they've been mixing the recyclables with trash.
Send you the video.
Actually, I technically did.
Of County Hauling doing it, or?
That's the first I've heard that.
I told her,
So you want to put adjourn time at 7:21 though? Because this actually isn't parks related.
Yeah, all right. Do you want to show your things now?
Yeah.
Hadley wants to show the things that
I mean, and I think even relatively, even on the Facebook pages, there have not been that many complaints. Muse always complains about everything.
I think Wendy's getting kicked out. She's our salesperson.
Now, even they laugh at it. I mean, Muse people laugh at Muse. Did you see the thing about whose turn is it to pick up the dead skunk?
And later on today, another one for China. They make it, whoever gets everybody else's trash, and then continues to make it. They're doing, because we're only up to here, back down. If you drive up there, since you go around, yeah. No, that's not part of our route. They put it reversed all the way down.
Well, there's like 3 streets in Lawrence that are a different truck.
Yeah.